Welcome back to Viking football with Bruce Barnum as Portland State prepares for its home finale. It will be Senior Day this Saturday. The Vikings hosting the 14th ranked Weber State Wildcats, 2 p.m., Providence Park. And we'll talk about those Wildcats in just a moment. Coach, quick review of last week's game at Cal Poly. Really close game, a well-played game on both sides. It was kind of Cal Poly's run versus Portland State's pass. Vikings driving at the end, unfortunately, came up just a touch short, but really a pretty good performance by Portland State.
It was. I was proud of the new swashbuckler. Davis Alexander came in and quarterback, did some things we had hoped and expected to see, and put us in a chance to win that football game. So that was nice to see, but kind of a glimpse into the future right now of what he did.
And as we look at that, Davis Alexander throws for 409 yards. That's the most ever under Bruce Barnum for a quarterback, the most by a Viking quarterback in 9 years. You got to go all the way back to Drew Hubel in 2008 for a quarterback that threw for more yards. Coach, the one thing that I noticed about Davis, I knew he had the big arm. We knew he could produce some things. I was surprised at just how accurate he was. I thought he had great accuracy, especially early in the game.
He did. He could throw all the balls, the loft, if he has to power one in. And again, a lot that he did well there. The third downs, the fourth down conversions, those were nice to see. It makes it a heck of a lot easier when you can pitch and catch in those situations.
And as you look at the Viking offense, I take a look at it. There's 2 freshman quarterbacks. There's 2 freshman running backs, 2 sophomore running backs, a junior running back. I see a freshman and a sophomore among your main tight ends. A lot of youth at those skill positions. I know you're going to probably have to get a few more wide receivers next year, but you got to feel good about all those guys coming back, especially with the 2 freshman quarterbacks, and a lot of continuity there in the future.
We did. Mike, we're taking our lumps right now because of the foundation and the way we chose to do this here. So you do see a lot of youth on the football field, and it's good to see them have the success they have during a game like they had last week against Cal Poly, but it'd also be nice to see them get a W leading in the offseason.
And I mentioned all those freshmen, and those are the active freshmen. There's actually a few more redshirt freshmen still out there that are going to be on the active roster next year. Okay, let's talk about getting a W. This week, we're going to play the W, Weber State. The Wildcats ranked 14th in the nation, and that program has really been on an upswing the past couple of seasons. Coach, as we look at their lineup, top defensive team in the Big Sky Conference, allowing only 17 points a game, allowing fewest yards per game. They've forced 21 turnovers, and they have 23 quarterback sacks. Now, when I look at that defense, it kind of reminds me of the Vikings in 2015. A lot of guys that are really good. Maybe no superstars, but a lot of guys contributing.
First off, I'm probably going to have to text or call Craig Haley. For this team to be ranked 14th is kind of a snafu. 4th I'd understand, but 14th a little off. But Jay's doing a nice job. Defensively, I disagree with you a little bit. They've got 2 guys, number 90 and 58, are doing a lot to make that defense roll. Right now, they're fun to watch. 90 is a definite difference maker for them up front, and everybody's playing off of those 2 kids. So, always been strong defensively. That's Jay Hill, but excited to have a shot at him.
And it'll be a challenge. Obviously, we talked about freshman quarterbacks. Davis Alexander gets back there behind center again. I would presume he will. What is he going to be faced with in terms of being productive again this week?
Pass. I mean, they're going to give him a bunch of different looks, I'm sure, testing him in that. They like to come after the quarterback. They'll mix the coverages up. They'll mix the movement up. But then they'll also rush just 3 or add 1 with 4 because they have a lot of faith in their defensive front. So he'll get tested. We just might have to throw it a few more times. We threw it 51 times. Might have to throw it 70, 80 times against Jay to have a shot.
All right, Neil Lomax's name might be pushed aside in the record book if that happens. And now a look at the Wildcats' offense. Quarterback Stephen Cantwell Very efficient, 14 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, and that's what I see from this offense. The numbers aren't off the charts. They're just really, really efficient. They got a good running back, and they got a tight end, Andrew Vollard, who I believe is an All-American. So they just kind of get it done in a number of ways.
They do, and Cantwell, very well coached. You can tell he runs the system. He just makes sure everything's right. He's just in control when you watch him with their offense and what they do. They want to stay out there. They want to move the chains, and they want to keep the opponent off the field. So that, and another thing, when you look at Weber State, Mike, you're probably going to already talk about it. They have 2 return people who are dangerous in this conference as well.
So basically, Weber State's got everything.
They're pretty good right now. They're pretty good.
You're right. Should be ranked higher than 14th. All right, senior day for Portland State, and I believe might count something like 23 seniors on the roster. Always tough to see those guys go, and I know you really want to get a W for those guys in their final home game.
Well, you have to be proud. Anybody that can make it through the game of college football, 4 or 5 years, they're different. I don't care what you say. They're different than the normal civilian walking the street. So proud of them. They've had good times. They've had ups and downs right now at Portland State. But I feel strongly they're leaving this place ready for the next 40 years of their life.
All right, as we look to the game, what does Portland State have to do to give themselves a shot to get a win?
Well, I hope Weber's listening to this, Jay. What is the record for NCAA throws? 70, 80 times in a game?
I think Lomax threw it about 77 times in a game once here.
All right, Jay, that's what's coming at you. No, we're going to put together a game plan to give our guys a shot to win a football game. We've done that every week. We come up short, obviously, but I like some changes that you saw a taste of last week, and we'll get after it on College Football Saturday.
All right, there it is. Portland State and Weber State, the 14th ranked Wildcats, coming to Portland this Saturday, 2 p.m. at Providence Park. Viking football luncheon Friday at noon at Old Spaghetti Factory. Get all the information on Viking football at govikes.com.